Your weight and your body transformation is so much more in control than you've been led to believe, and that it always isn't just centered around how many calories you may be eating per day or how much exercise you may be doing in terms of energy expenditure. So today we're going to focus on sleep in 5 big ways as to how it actually affects your weight. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. We're here today on episode 2826, and we are going to be going through the 5 ways sleep affects your weight. And in this regard, we're going to be talking about it negatively. Now, the inverse is also true. If you get the proper amount of sleep, which for most people is about 7.5 to 8.5 hours per night, somewhere within the 7 to 9 framework, it will actually improve your weight gain or weight loss. So really important to look at this way. But I'm going to break it down for you right now. 5 ways that sleep affects your weight. The first one is this. Believe it or not, that if you get into bed too late, you will miss the window of producing more human growth hormone naturally. Why does that matter? It helps with tissue repair, obviously the skin, the hair, the nails, but it helps with repairing the overall organism. That's you, that's your body. So if you're not getting that boost in human growth hormone, not only are you going to start to feel like you're aging faster, but your body will get weaker. It'll be more fatigued. You'll be more exhausted. And if that's the case, it's going to affect your overall output and energy. And we'll relate that a little bit later in the show as well. And you're probably not going to want to get in those 10,000 steps per day. You're probably not going to want to exercise, and it's going to even affect your appetite as well. So that's point number 1. Point number 2 is on the same point as appetite, is if you get too little sleep. So first part, we talked about getting to bed too late. The second part is not getting at least 7 hours of sleep per night. As sleep starts to decrease, believe it or not, leptin and ghrelin get thrown off. So these are called the satiety hormones. So if we have lower levels of leptin, it's not a good thing. It tells our body to conserve body fats, right? So we're not going to burn as much body fat. And also, we start to increase hunger. So when you have less sleep, you need to figure out how can you get more energy. And so the body says, oh, well, I'll just eat some nice protein. No, the body is actually then asking for a fast fuel source. So it's typically giving you cravings for more sugar and caffeine. The caffeine to give you the instant boost, the sugar for the fast fuel source. So by not getting at least 7 hours of real sleep per night, you could be very much affecting your appetite using the hormones, which are called leptin and ghrelin. And I have a lot of podcasts on those as well. And I can link up those shows at stevencabral.com/2826 if you'd like to learn more about those hunger and satiety hormones for fat burning. Okay, the next one is REM decreases. So this is rapid eye movement, but I'll explain what REM is, and then I'll try to link up another show as well. So REM is, we typically need 2+ hours a night of REM sleep. And with deep sleep, as it restores the body, REM sleep is more for the mind and the brain. And it helps with reducing overall anxiety, overall mental-based stress, emotional-based stress. And this is an interesting one, because if we don't get a full 7+ hours, and usually you need closer to 8, you may not get that 2 hours of REM sleep every day. You can use your favorite sleep tracker in order to be able to look at your deep sleep, which would be 90 minutes, about that, and your REM sleep, which would be 2 hours or more. And they found that people who get less and less REM sleep, it may actually affect mental cognition as you get older as well. Now you might say, what does this have to do with weight? Well, REM sleep also affects mood, and it can affect anxiety and worry. And so if you're not getting enough REM sleep, you very well may be looking more towards cheat foods, comfort foods, which we've seen in our practice all the time. So I want to share that with you, that it's not always like, oh, it's just about willpower. Don't eat those foods. No, if you're getting too little sleep, right? Or you're not getting, you go to bed later, all of these things can affect your energy levels, and it can actually affect your overall satiety or worry, anxiety, where you might be looking for more comfort food. So we don't need to make things harder than they are already to stick to your nutrition plan. So by getting good quality sleep, and especially the back half of the night. So the front half of the night is human growth hormone and deep sleep, and the back half of the night into the morning hours is more REM sleep. So again, some people waking up at 3:30, 4:30 a.m. Well, I ask you, are you getting enough REM sleep? Maybe you're getting your deep sleep and human growth hormone, great, but are you getting enough REM sleep? And are you sacrificing potentially the thyroid and adrenal hormones by waking up too early at that 4:30 or earlier hour? All right. The fourth one is this. A lot of science showing that if you get less than 7 hours of sleep per night, you may wake up with higher fasting glucose levels. This means your blood sugar is more elevated during the morning, and eventually that starts to last throughout the day. Now, if your glucose levels are higher, that means you're less likely to tap into body fats. And if you're less likely to tap into body fats, well, you're going to gain more weight, you're going to have more inflammation, you're going to have more cortisol, and you're going to have higher levels potentially of estrogen hormone. All of those things create a vicious cycle of creating more body fat, more cortisol, more estrogen, and the cycle just goes on and on. So what I want to share with you is that not getting enough sleep also affects specific hormones such as insulin and your overall blood sugar levels. And when you don't sleep enough hours for long enough, this becomes a chronic-based condition and can, and often will, affect type 2 diabetes. All right, so the fifth one is this. Again, too little sleep affects overall cortisol production, thyroid production, two hormones, right? Because we have our cortisol production and our thyroid or T3-based hormone, and it can affect overall exercise tolerance and recuperation. So what does this mean? Well, it means if you're not producing enough cortisol in the morning or thyroid hormone in the morning because you're getting too little sleep, then it can mean that you're running on stress, right? Norcortisol or not, you might be running on just like norepinephrine. You're not producing enough of a natural anti-inflammatory from cortisol production. And your metabolism is starting to drop. More brain fog, lower mood, lower energy. If you have those things, the likelihood you will have enough energy and you want to exercise is low. Then, even if you push yourself to exercise, you might be more inflamed from that workout. You might be more sore and exhausted the next day, flu-like symptoms. Well, if that goes on long enough, you're probably not going to want to exercise, which can then lower your metabolic rate and your ability to keep weight off and transform your body. So those somewhat technical, but are 5 ways that sleep is just so much more than just putting your head on your pillow at night. It actually affects major hormones within the body. And whether you're looking to gain weight or lose weight, prioritizing sleep is one of the number one things that you can do. We have something called the Fatlocity system by Equilife, and we focus on the thyroid, cortisol, sleep, thermogenesis, and blood sugar regulation. Because we've found that there are many people out there who eat a good diet and they move their body, yet they're not moving the scale. And when that happens, you need to go beyond dropping your calories lower and just trying to get more input in terms of your exercise, right? If you're already exercising for 30 minutes, 40 minutes a day, how much more are you going to do, right? I mean, like there's diminishing returns because you also probably won't be able to sustain that. So if that's the case, you've already worked on your nutrition. You've started to get in 30 minutes 4 or 5 times a week. Let's then look at other factors beyond that. And one of the places that I just mentioned is focusing on sleep. I'm going to link up a bunch of podcasts today, as well as my entire category on sleep. If this is something that you're looking to improve, you can find that all those shows are free at stevencabral.com/2826 for all the details. Plus, I'll give you the 3 big takeaways as well. Take care, everybody. Hope this was helpful. Pass it along to anybody you believe it can serve. All right, take care. Have an amazing day. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.